So Allison and I were on our honeymoon at the British Virgin Islands at Little Dick's Bay. Dick's with an X. And we had this romantic dinner on the beach, and they served this soup that was just beautiful with all of their ingredients, and it was with shrimp, there was coconut milk, there was ginger, and all these beautiful exotic flavors that I love, that I wanted to replicate it but never really did until recently when I had all of these leftover ingredients, because I always have I love Asian food, so I always have ginger and coconut milk and garlic and all these wonderful ingredients that I decided to put together, and came up with this beautiful silky golden bisque that is just so exotic, with the ginger, lemongrass, and you use this butternut squash as your main vessel and base to blend all of these beautiful ingredients together. This is my Thai coconut crab bisque. If I could explain this dish in one word, it would probably be exotic. She hates that word. We watched Tiger King, so now she hates that word. It used to be moist. Do you still hate moist?
I do.
Okay. Anyway, well, let's talk about the ingredients. Measuring has never been a very big thing for me because I just kind of, I wing it. I just cook and add things. So doing these videos now is kind of helping me try to determine what my measurements are. I got 2 green onions. I'm using the whites only for the saute as making the bisque, but I'm saving the other half because I'm going to chop those up later and use them as a garnish at the end of the dish. Garlic, we are using, 3 cloves of garlic. Chopped ginger, about 3 tablespoons. 3 tablespoons of chopped lemongrass. I love this stuff. Nice citrusy, lemony type of a fresh smell to it. I love it, love it, love it. I use it almost in everything. 1 small shallot, the juice of 1 lime that I'm gonna add into it. We have about 16 ounces of crab meat. All right, I opened up 2 8-ounce packages. I was looking for lump crab meat, but they only had the claw, which is fine, it'll work. We have chicken broth. Don't ask me how much chicken broth that I put in it because I eyeball it, but we'll probably figure that out as we go through this video. Then we have our pastes. I use shrimp paste. I use lemongrass turmeric paste. Then the spicy crab paste. This is very delicious. It's where you get your heat. White pepper, lemongrass powder. Love this stuff. Chung, you turned me on to this. You guys, anybody local in Tampa, go check out Oceanic Market downtown. Awesome Asian market, has all kinds of great stuff. That's where I get most of my ingredients. I have some cracked black pepper. I have 3 cups of butternut squash. It was basically half a butternut squash. So it came out to, I measured this, it was about 3 cups worth. I cube them into small little, 1-inch cubes, half-inch cubes. And that's what I'm gonna use for sauteing. And you're going to need an emulsifier, a hand blender, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it my hand blender. That's what I kind of break down my soups in later. And that is the ingredients, pretty much as it sums it up. If I forgot one, I'll probably mention it later as we go. All right, we're gonna start off with heating up on medium heat some peanut oil. And we're gonna let that get nice and hot. We're gonna add our garlic, shallot, and our ginger. We will let that heat up. Adding in the green onions. I'll let that saute around, and I'm gonna add in my lemongrass. Gosh, this is already smelling so good. Once I start getting these all nice and fragrant, then I'm gonna add my pastes. I already mixed them together. So basically it's about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of spicy crab paste. Same thing, about a tablespoon to 2 of shrimp paste, and about 2 tablespoons of lemongrass turmeric paste. That's already mixed up in my bowl here. Oh, that smells delicious. Gonna add in my paste. I'm gonna do it slowly. Half of it for now. All right, I'm gonna throw my butternut squash in there. Get it all incorporated. Get all that beautiful lemongrass and ginger, garlic. Get it all incorporated in there. I'm gonna add probably a little bit more of my paste. So now my chicken stock, I ended up pouring it into, 2 cups. So we'll see how much I actually use of it. But I'm gonna pour some chicken stock in there now. About a half a cup's worth. And then I'm gonna let this come up and kind of do its thing for a little bit. Oh yeah, and how could I even forget the most important ingredient that I didn't even explain? Coconut milk. Coconut milk. You need 1 can of coconut milk. I'm an idiot. I mean, how can I forget one of the main things? You need it. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes or so. Oh, look at it cooking away. The goal here is to get the butternut squash nice and soft. So we're working on close to 10 minutes here. This is where I'm gonna add some white pepper, some regular cracked pepper, and I am not going to add salt because all of those different pastes, crab paste, shrimp paste, those are all super salty. So I don't salt it until way near the end when I'm tasting it to see if it actually needs it or not. I'm gonna also add a little bit of my lemongrass powder. And guess what else I forgot to mention? Another important ingredient, like an idiot. Fish sauce. You need fish sauce. I add this after I put in the coconut milk and let it do its thing. It adds a great flavor to it. You need fish sauce. All right, it's been a few minutes. Oh, look at that. Looking good. We're at about 15 minutes after I added the butternut squash to this mixture here. And it's looking nice. At this point, bust out my good old mashed potato masher. Give that a good mash. Break that butternut squash down a little bit. Now, we're looking really good. The rest of this I could get with my hand blender when that time comes. So around 20 minutes of cooking on medium, this is about what you're looking at. I'm using the potato masher to mash the butternut squash to get it at this texture. Now we're gonna use a little hand blender, emulsifier or emulsion, whatever. We're using that. Doing my low heat first. I'll probably hit it again a little bit, just seeing what that texture is like. And I don't care if it's a little bit lumpy in there and chunky where you could have some of those seasonings. I don't mind that at all. But I don't want it too chunky, so I'm trying to get it into that bisque texture. Coconut milk. Now I would have probably busted open a second can, but I don't have a second can. But if I decide before this is done that it does need just another touch of coconut milk, I have the one in my fridge that my wife uses for her coffee. that comes in that carton. You can use that too, but I think this is looking good. I'm looking at the color, usually lets me know. And now we got that nice, we're starting to get that nice silky color to it. And we add our fish sauce. Look, coming to the end, but I always keep a backup. Fish sauce. I don't know, about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons. I might add some later if I want. Now we're gonna let this kind of do its thing here for a few minutes. Let it kind of come up to a little bit of a simmer. I'm gonna cover this up. We'll be back in a few. Okay, so now it's been about a little over 10 minutes since I added the coconut milk. We'll let that kind of reduce a little bit and just kind of do its thing. So now we're gonna check it. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some lime juice. So if you wanna come on over here, let's see what this, oh, look at that. Nice, silky, smooth texture and color. That was great. Smells wonderful. So what we're gonna do is squeeze half a lime in here. If I need to add the other half, I will later. I don't wanna overdo it. So we're gonna kind of incorporate this a little. And what I'm gonna do, now I happen to, you don't need this, but I happen to have it on hand, is some kaffir lime leaves. It's kind of like a limey flavor to it, but we're gonna throw that guy in there. And probably throw a little tiny one in there to help out. Again, you don't need it. So I am going to taste it now at this point to see what I'm gonna need. Oh man, that is delicious. By tasting it, I want to do some cracked pepper, and I feel that I didn't get enough heat from the spicy crab paste. So what I'm gonna do, usually I wouldn't mind adding some Thai chili peppers, but I don't want the big chunky flakes in my soup. So I'm gonna use some ground cayenne pepper because it gives a nice heat without like changing the taste too much. So I'm gonna kiss it with a little bit of this to add a little more heat to go in the back end of this. Now we're gonna let that continue on for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna add our crab meat. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes. I'm ready to add my crab meat. So we're gonna, oh yeah. Now, what I wanna do is I'm gonna save a little bit of crab meat for the end, because I like to garnish my soup with a little bit of crab meat on top. So now we're gonna incorporate that. I'm turning the heat all the way down to very, very low because the crab's already pre-cooked. So this is basically just letting it sit in here for a few minutes so it can get all of the flavors of the crab. And this soup is done. We're gonna let this do its thing for a few minutes, and then we're gonna plate it, taste it, and see how it came out. Okay, it's been a few minutes. This crab soup is done. Mix that all around. We are gonna plate this sucker. Look at all that nice chunky crab inside there. Beautiful. Gonna add a little bit of crab on top. So nice little garnish, a little piece of cilantro. And there you have it. Of course, I am gonna have to give this a taste. Immediately hit with that lemongrass because I could taste that lemon and the lime juice that's in there, the ginger. I'm feeling the heat starting to come out now in the back of my throat. Not too much. If it wasn't for my little daughter, I would actually add more heat to this, but it's perfect. I can taste that crab. You feel the nice chunkiness of the crab. It's silky, beautiful. Love it. Guys, on point again. This is my version of a Thai coconut crab bisque. And yeah, 2 thumbs up. All right. And the most important judge likes it. Thank you, Bells. Quick note. So, on this, you really like it, don't you? I love it when she loves my cooking. So, you can do some cracked pepper right after you serve it into your bowl. You can squeeze a little bit more lime into it. So you can do some variations. The coconut milk. Get the coconut milk in the can that has a little bit of the cream on top. Not your regular, carton coconut milk. Earlier I said that you could use some of that in case you need to add more coconut milk. If it wasn't enough, it was plenty. 1 can. And last thing, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave me comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you don't like or whatever. If you have pictures of your own version of this kind of stuff, do it up. Thank you, and I'll see you guys next time. Say goodbye.